Hey there, welcome back. Friends, in our course, we will make use of MySQL database for communicating with the database. So let's get started. Simply Google for download MySQL and here is the search result. The first search result is by mysql.com. Click on the first search result. And we will download the community server version. This is free to use. Let me click on the link, and in here there are like a couple of links. One of the link is MySQL installer for Windows. As we are making use of Windows, we will click on this link, go to downloads page, and this will open up yet another new page. And if we scroll down, we can simply download the MSI installer. Now there are two versions. First one is a web community version. This is a small setup, but this is incomplete setup. This will install the packages by downloading them directly from the internet when we will install the database. Second one is the offline version, which has a complete setup, complete offline version, and we will go with the offline version. Now friends, the current version of MySQL which we will download is version 8.0.12. Take a note of it that we are making use of MySQL version 8. So let me click on download. This will redirect us to a new page. We can simply use this link, no thanks, just start my download, and our download will start. Alright. Now in order to save some time, I have already downloaded the setup, and let me show you the setup. Let me double click on this installer and the installation process will start. And from this particular option, we will choose this option of developer default. Let me click on next. And in here, like, there are a couple of products and there are a couple of requirements. Now friends, we will execute the requirement for MySQL server first of all. Let me click on execute, and in the background it will download a package and the installation will start. In fact, here we go. Let me accept the license and let me install this package, which is a requirement for MySQL server. In fact, the same software is a requirement for multiple options in here, and we can easily see that it satisfied like multiple things in here, except MySQL for Visual Studio, which is not a requirement, and connector for Python is not a requirement for us again. Let me click on next. All right. And in here, there are like a couple of more things. We will click on execute, and these softwares will be installed in the background one by one. Now friends, this installation process will take some time, so let me pause this video for a couple of seconds, and once all of these packages are installed, I will then resume the video. Alright, so all the packages are installed. Let me click on next. Let me click on next once again, and there are like a couple of things in here. We will go with the default options, and everything will be default. We won't care about configuring anything else because defaults are good enough. And now finally it will ask you the root password. Now it is always good to give a strong password, but for demonstration purposes and for convenience, I will simply give the root password as root only. And let me also add in a user in here. The user would be admin and the password would be Chand123. Chand123. Now always make use of a strong password, strong conventions. These are good things, but for convenience I am giving weak password because it would be easy to remember. Alright, so let us click on next. And for definitely for protection, always use good password, remember that. Alright, now moving forward, let me again click on next. Everything is good. Let me click on execute, and in the background it will make some changes, and we are almost done, and our setup of MySQL on Windows is almost over. Great, the server has been installed successfully, so now we can definitely proceed further and do the database operation. There are like couple of more configuration stuff which are like minimal stuff. Let us click on next, and let us also check the connection. In here you need to provide the username and password, and finally let us click on next, and again there is some kind of configuration there are like multiple steps. In fact, database is a complex piece of software. All right, so there are like couple of more options. In fact, let me like click on finish now, and everything seems to be done. All right, so this is good. Our installation is successful, and here is our workbench again. Now we will deal with workbench in our next video. As of now, the installation is done. Our MySQL web server is all set on our operating system.